All right, another one of my favorites that I do every single year. Since everybody knows when I hosted my sports shows, co-hosted Sports Overnight, um, every year I do free agency and I do predictions, and you all see me post. Figured to just do a rundown here on my top 50 free agents. Pretty much keep it nice and brief to the point. Um, but I will post these as well. This is a project that I usually do get a lot of feedback on, so I usually like to be able to just say what I think is going to happen. So, critics, relax. This is not an easy project. 30 teams for each player. Obviously, the odds are not great of where they go, but these I have a case for, like I do every year, for where a player should wind up. So, let's get it started. The top number one free agent, Aaron Judge, the MVP of the league, broke the record for the Yankees single season historic record, is in the most elite company, took a huge gamble on himself. It's going to pay off big time. However, he is not returning to the New York Yankees. Aaron Judge will be going to the San Francisco Giants. 8 years, $320 million is what I have. They have a wide open payroll. They hate losing with a passion. That organization's ready to get back to its winning ways, pack Oracle Park, and get things going once again. Trey Turner, number 2 wide receiver. This list is, by the way, according to Sports Illustrated. Trey Turner, Chicago Cubs, 9 years, $333 million. They were in on Correa last year. They have really not had a shortstop fix there since Javi Baez. Before that, Addison Russell. Nico Horner is good. Nick Madrigal, it looks like he's really struggling. Could shift over there. Cubs are ready to get going again and spend. They know that they're always a top destination. Fan base is exceptional. They've won in recent years. Had a couple years where, for whatever reason, Ricketts decided to not pay anybody, which was really silly with at least Rizzo and Bryant. I was all in favor of him trading Baez. I think they wound out great with that. But Rizzo and Bryant, that was really stupid. And then to throw money at Marcus Stroman, yikes. But anyway, Trey Turner going to the Cubs. 3, Carlos Correa. The guy who says that you walk into a Dior store and you're the one that will end up buying the premium in there. So really over his head. I do see him getting a really nice payday, though. He's going to leave the Minnesota Twins. He's going to go to the Baltimore Orioles for 7 years, $224 million. That brings us to Dansby Swanson. Atlanta Braves, current team, ends up staying with Atlanta. 7 years, $168 million. Homegrown kid. Dansby is everything that you need in Atlanta. They're still in a major contention window. Makes too much sense. Xander Bogaerts, next free agent. Current team, Red Sox. New team, Boston Red Sox. 6 years, $186 million. Boston's got too much pride to lose their premium names. I know Devers is another one. They have not been good. They have been banged up in some departments, but really just lack of development, lack of other needs. They haven't filled out their team very well. They do have some awesome players, though, and I do think that they will end up keeping Xander right there happy. Jacob deGrom is the next one. Perhaps the best pitcher in baseball when he's actually fully healthy. Never happens, though. And also, I would say right there with Jacob is his own teammate, Max Scherzer. Those are probably your top 2 starting pitchers in the game. If you really want to go 3, you can throw Shane Bieber in there. And then maybe a couple other names too. DeGrom, though, current team Mets, new team, New York Mets. 3 years, $123 million. They have the richest owner in sports in Steve Cohen. The guy's a quadruple billionaire. He will take care of everything just fine. Which brings us to Carlos Rodon. Current team, Giants. New team, Texas Rangers. 5 years, $150 million. Where are you at, White Sox? I was with you on letting him go because he was going to make too much for that 1 year. Never knew he was going to stay healthy. 2 years in a row now, he's shown he could stay healthy. Really would like you to bring him back. I don't see it with the payday and Scott Boras. Texas is ready to spend. They're becoming serious. Bruce Bochy, new manager. Makes way too much sense to round out that rotation of John Gray, among other names. They did have Martin Perez. I don't think Perez will be coming back, though, because you'll upgrade with Rodon. Which brings us to Wilson Contreras, longtime Chicago Cub. And it ends there. New team, Cleveland Guardians, 3 years, $51 million. Guardians have had Roberto Perez, they've had a couple other catchers. I think it's time for them to get a really serious catcher. Wilson brings everything that team can use. Phenomenal tandem. If you want to even throw it back with Roberto Perez as a backup, Wilson would be awesome there for a Cleveland team that specializes on defense and heart of playing. They do really well with that. Justin Verlander, San Diego Padres is my prediction here. He's been with the Astros, opted out last year, came back, opted out again this year. I don't think they're coming back because they've won the World Series. So I say that he is going to San Diego for 2 years, $61 million. Their ownership and their general manager, A.J. Preller, are probably the most aggressive in the league other than the Mets right now. I would say that they know that they're in a contention window, just made it to the NLCS, and one more round, and they're in the World Series. This move will certainly help them get there with a stacked starting rotation with Yu Darvish, Blake Snell. Think about Verlander, and also Joe Musgrove. You lose Mania, but big deal. Brandon Nimmo, the coveted outfielder from the New York Mets. I say he goes to the Houston Astros for 4 years, $87 million. I think they'll lose Michael Brantley, but Nimmo, another lefty, younger, great defense, shows he could stay healthy, will bring a lot to the defending champion, Houston Astros. Clayton Kershaw, Dodgers, he's retiring a Dodger. If he was going to leave, it would have been last year. We all thought he was going to go to Texas. I know I did too. We had talked about it, but he's staying in LA, and he actually already signed a 1 year, $18 million. I had him at 1 year, $20, but right there, so... Chris Bassett, current team, New York Mets. New team, Kansas City Royals, 2 years, $36 million. I think Bassett will bring a lot to a young rotation. He's a middle-of-the-pack guy. He's not a number one. The Royals are in talks to bring Zach Greinke back. I think Bassett really is a nice little headliner in the middle. He's somebody that can kind of teach everybody a little bit more. Greinke's not really that much of a teacher, I don't think. He's kind of just by himself. Strange kind of character at times. Though I think Bassett here is really, really a good pickup for KC. Andrew Benintendi, current team, New York Yankees, also played for the Royals last year. New team, Chicago White Sox. We've been needing a left-handed, real outfielder, contact hitter, great defense for so many damn years. I don't know why I'm still here saying we need it. That's because my complaints on the front office can overtake this video. I'm not going to let it do that, though. And I know that they're talking about trimming payroll and that bullshit. This move is completely out of the blue. Nobody would expect this, which is right up the White Sox alley. Every single time we think they're going to do something related to a player, they don't. Benintendi would be quiet. I would say it would be 5 years, $103 million. We have the money. If we lose Abreu, which is still a whole nother pitiful subject, you're going to need players. If you're going to try to win, this is a guy to do it. He fits the bill. You can bring him in, and then that means you could trade Sheets, and you can get other needs through Sheets. Oscar Colas should be coming up soon. Like I said, if you really trade Abreu, that means Andrew Vaughn's going to go to first base. You're going to have Grandal at catcher. I don't buy the Sean Murphy nonsense. I wouldn't be a part of it either. I don't think it's worth it. Grandel's your catcher. Probably Vaughn would be your first baseman. DH is Eloy. He did fantastic, though. You really need two outfielders. So one would be at Benintendi, and another would be Colas, Luis Robert. You're looking like a fantastic outfield at that. Josh Bell, current team, San Diego Padres, traded from the Washington Nationals this year. New team, Tampa Bay Rays. Always a good team, looking to get guys on better contracts, bargain deals. I'd say Josh Bell goes 2 years, $22 million. He's a good player. Nothing really too crazy about that. I think that he is somebody that will fit them very well. He's a team player. I just don't see it coming back with the Padres because I'll get on that a little bit later in the video. Kodai Senga, current team, Fukuoka, Japan. New team, San Francisco Giants, 3 years, $24 million. Starting pitcher, Giants are going to be on a payroll spree this winter. They are going to be really tough to look out for. I say they get it done. West Coast is very friendly for Japanese players just because it's first part over when you come over from the overseas into the States. makes too much sense to me. A team that really needs starting rotation. All they have is DeSclafani. We don't really know about him. Also, I could say, Logan Webb. Not much else, though. Next, Nathan Uvalde. Current team, Boston Red Sox. New team, Minnesota Twins. 2 years, $40 million. This has the Twins written all over it. All they do is these kind of moves. Spend on starting pitching, older guys when they're not in a contention window. That's Minnesota for you. It makes all the sense in the world for them. Tyler Anderson next, resurrection year, all-star type season. Current team, Dodgers. I think he stays with the Dodgers, accepts the qualifying offer. $19.5 million for a guy that had a lot of struggles recently. Take the money, Tyler, and stay in a wonderful, wonderful spot. Win the games. Martin Perez is next. Current team, Texas Rangers. New team, Philadelphia Phillies. 3 years, $48 million. They will let Zach Eflin go. I don't see Noah Syndergaard staying there. They need starting pitching terribly. They figured out their bullpen last year, made the World Series. We're just a couple games short. Dave Dombrowski is the most known guy to earth that wants to win every single year. I love you, Dave. Wish you were with my team. You were before. Years ago, though. I say that the Phillies take care of this and get a lefty in that starting rotation. Anthony Rizzo. Longtime Chicago Cub, New York Yankee, opted out. He goes back to a team that he's very familiar with, San Diego Padres. 2 years, $34 million. All the sense in the world. Perfect guy for Southern California. True natural teammate. He'd be loved in that city again, and he's still got a lot of pop in that bat. Starting first baseman. Jerickson Profar, infield outfielder. Current team, Padres. New team, Oakland Athletics. 4 years, $36 million. Weird to even say that. They never spend any money. The fans and the ownership are at a complete disconnect. The owner hates the city, hates owning the team, and doesn't want to do anything to help them. You can't trade everybody, though, and not field the team still. You only get so many AAA players. I would say Profar, he's just a utility guy. $9 million a year seems like a lot. It's not in Major League Baseball. Taijuan Walker, longtime Seattle Mariner. New York Met currently this year. New team, Los Angeles Angels. 1 year, $16 million. The Angels are kings at these type of moves. New ownership on the horizon. Big question marks all over the place. Not going to be going all crazy, I don't think, until we see more of what's going on. Perfect move for them. They did this very similar with Syndergaard last year, and they've done this 1 year deal with moves before with even the guys like Aaron Loop and Ryan Tepera. They're notorious for doing 1 year contracts. So here we are with that. Jameson Taillon next. Current team Yankees. Had a nice little year. It was back and forth. Seattle Mariners is his new team. 3 years, $57 million. Rounds out a fabulous rotation of Logan Gilbert, Robbie Ray. You have a couple other guys upcoming too. That moves Flexen for sure into the bullpen from the rotation. Seattle, though, is a really good team. They're up and coming. Bullpen looks good. Offense is looking great. Jerry DiPoto, always aggressive. This move makes a lot of sense. I just love that you can pair him with it is a solid rotation all the way through. You got Marco Gonzalez in there too. Great move here. Jock Peterson, current team, San Francisco Giants. Bet on himself, took a 1 year deal. It will pay off. He will be a New York Met. 3 years, $60 million. Brings defense, big bat. Perfect for Jock. Next is Michael Conforto. We're starting to get to that list now. We're already at number 24 out of the top 50. So a lot of the main guys are back. This will start going a little bit quicker with the breakdowns. Michael Conforto hasn't played in a good year and a half. He had a huge mark before. I still think he does. I think the Colorado Rockies are his fit, though. He used to be a New York Met. I'll say 2 years, $30 million. Can't overpay him because you just don't know what he can do over a full season anymore. But the Rockies in that ballpark makes dividends for him and his bat, and they can always use an extra hitter there. Zach Eflin's next. Current team, Philadelphia Phillies. New team will be Washington Nationals. 3 years, $31 million. Always can use a 4 or 5 starter. Nationals are in complete rebuild mode. Does not mean that you don't go after players. You can always trade them or have something to build off of later. Mike Rizzo is a proud general manager. They come off a World Series only a few years ago. I know they're horrible now, but I think the fans understand where they are and they take the trade. Jose Quintana, current team, St. Louis Cardinals. New team, Chicago White Sox. 1 year, $9 million. Reunion time. Q come home, had his best years with the White Sox, went to the Cubs, did blah, went over to the Pirates, went over to the Angels, did blah, went to the Pirates, did really well. They've always been known to develop pitching. Go to the Cardinals. They're always fantastic with pitching as well. Now it's time to go to the White Sox, and the Sox terribly need another starting pitcher or two. Noah Syndergaard, next guy. Current team, Phillies, was with the Angels last year. New team, Boston Red Sox. 2 years, $38 million. He made 1 year, $22 million last year. Made it through the year, pitched pretty well. I think it's a great fit. 3 or 4 starter. Boston's always trying to get back, even though they've not been looking good. Syndergaard's tough kid. Really settles out that rotation. Ross Stripling next. Current team, Blue Jays. Ross is older now. I'll say Nationals, 1 year, $10 million. He'll come in, provide some innings, teach some other guys around him. Be a nice little pickup and trade bait for the deadline. Christian Vasquez, catcher. Current team, Astros. New team, Houston Astros. 4 years, $56 million. They finally got their catcher besides Martin Maldonado. Christian's very good. Is known to play some good ball. Makes too much sense for the world champions to hold on to him. Jose Abreu, my buddy and probably favorite player in the game. Current team, Chicago White Sox. New team, Houston Astros. 2 years, $44 million. Jerry Reinsdorf's already crying about payroll. This is nothing new. I don't know why the fans keep continuously blasting this. When you don't support the team, when you don't come out except being a bandwagon, when they only win games or they only give away great promotions, they come out. Jerry is not going to reward this fan base. I don't know how many times I have to say that. There's nothing to reward when there's not enough support. They try it for a year. It doesn't go well 1 year and the fans already jump ship. That's what the White Sox fans do. That's not me, but it's what they do. We were probably going to watch our longtime guy and pretty much savior of our city leave and go to a much better situation. I hope I'm wrong on this, but it makes too much sense to me. Next will be Gary Sanchez, current team Twins, new team Milwaukee Brewers, 1 year, $12 million. Omar Narvaez is a free agent. Gary is really bouncing around now. He's a journeyman catcher at this point. He'll get another chance here in Milwaukee to see what's next. Andrew Heaney, same type of deal as Gary Sanchez. Current team Dodgers, has been on the Yankees, has been on the Angels. Guy's got wonderful stuff, just cannot stay healthy. Colorado Rockies, new team, 1 year, $11 million. They can always use another lefty, another starting pitcher with velocity. We'll see what happens there. Robert Suarez, reliever, really picked it up this year with the Padres. I'll say current team, Padres, new team, Padres. I had 2 years, $17 million. He actually already re-signed with them, so we're good there. Gene Segura, infield, current team, Phillies, new team, St. Louis Cardinals. 2 years, $19 million. When you tend to sign a guy to a multi-year deal, you can bring the price tag down a little bit, especially if it's older age. But if it's a 1 year deal, that usually tends to kind of up the AAV a little bit, but makes too much sense for the Cardinals. Paul DeJong just has not gotten it done the last couple of years. Next is going to be Elvis Andrus, shortstop. Current team was the White Sox, came over from the A's when they decided to just release more of their players for no reason. Goes to the Miami Marlins now, 1 year, $12 million. He'll have plenty of room to start there. Miguel Rojas is more of a utility guy. I think Andrus would be fantastic in that community, and it fits in very well with that clubhouse. Brandon Drury, infield outfielder, current team Padres, came over from the Reds, had an incredible year, bounced himself back, goes to the Yankees now, 3 years, $30 million. He has shown that he can perform. Yankees are always that player away at this point. Time to step it up here. Rafael Montero, current team Astros. I had him staying with Houston for 3 years, $27 million. He already did stay. Kenley Jansen, current team Braves. New team, Los Angeles Dodgers. 2 years, $44 million. Dodgers terribly need a closer. They had Kimbrel. They thought Trinan was going to be it. They thought Gratterall was it. It's not. They need a closer. Kenley makes too much sense as he performs. Brings us to our last 11 players here, folks. Mitch Haniger, longtime Seattle Mariner, done very well. New team, like I said, Mariners. Now new team, Yankees. 2 years, $23 million. They need another outfielder. Can't keep relying on Brett Gardner. They always are in on somebody. With losing Judge, you're going to need more help. Perfect move there. Corey Kluber, current team Rays, new team St. Louis Cardinals. 1 year, $7 million. They always tend to develop pitching, as I said earlier. They need another guy to fill out the rotation. In my opinion, it never hurts to have depth anyways and some leadership. Next, Johnny Cueto, current team White Sox, new team Pittsburgh Pirates. 1 year, $13 million. He's got enough for at least 1 to 2 more years. I just don't see it staying in Chicago. Pittsburgh can use that veteran leadership for its young pitchers too. Michael Brantley, outfielder, current team Astros, new team Los Angeles Dodgers. 2 years, $29 million. I think he's a true veteran. He's a champion. He is somebody that really gets it all the way through. Fabulous player. Somebody I always wanted the White Sox to get. Never happened. I think the Dodgers will eventually part with Cody Bellinger. Great replacement right here. Justin Turner, current Dodger, new team, Texas Rangers. 2 years, $32 million, I'd say. Dodgers had declined a 1 year, $16 million. I think he'll get that. But with Texas, teams love his bat and the persona. So there we are with that. Next is Michael Wacha, current team Red Sox, new team the Arizona Diamondbacks. 2 years, $24 million. Diamondbacks had a stellar pitching staff. For the most part, Madison Bumgarner just continues to go up and down. Can always use another guy. That's what I think happens there. Round out the rest of the list. Sean Manaea, current team San Diego Padres, new team Houston Astros. 3 years, $46 million. Going to lose Verlander. You never know what happens after a World Series championship team too. Very intriguing name. Next to Joey Gallo, current team Dodgers, came over from the Yankees. New team, Cincinnati Reds, 2 years, $21 million. Goes to Great American Ballpark, slugs it out. Gold Glove defender, right field all day for him. There you go. Craig Kimbrell, current team Dodgers. New team Angels, 1 year, $10 million. Needs some bullpen help, and to go from there. Sorry, it's my cat talking, by the way. Brandon Belt, current team Giants. New team Tigers, 1 year, $14 million. Spencer Torkelson needs a little bit more time to be able to get himself fully started and equipped. This is a good placeholder. Down to David Peralta, current team, the Rays. I say new team, Milwaukee Brewers. 2 years, $23 million. Could never have enough veterans and outfielder, left-handed hitting bats on a lineup. Would be nice partner with Christian Yelich and company, while some of their more young outfielders develop. Next is Mike Clevenger. Current team, San Diego Padres. New team, Baltimore Orioles. 2 years, $28 million. Baltimore's trying to take the next step. You always need pitching when you're trying to do that. That's the free agent list, so that's top 50. Like I said, that list was according to Sports Illustrated. Free agency's in play. Moves will be happening any day with the holidays upcoming. Hope you all like this one. Till the next video.